Quang uses the V-shaped trunk to build a sturdy frame. He lays timber for the platform base. He assembles wooden walls and a shingled roof. A refined treehouse emerges within the ancient tree's crevices. Another massive hollow tree appears. Quang slips into the root crack to inspect it. Seeking a safer sanctuary, he paces around the giant tree, carefully measuring space and verifying support points. He decides to establish this massive trunk as his new base camp. Swinging the machete with precision, Quang clears the vines and weeds surrounding the tree roots. This creates a safe operational zone for the subsequent climbing and construction phases, squeezing into the narrow trunk interior. He tears away the dead vines entangled on the inner walls with bare hands. The debris is systematically cleared out to maximize the living space. Climbing to the tree's midsection, Quang carves precise grooves into the thick inner wall. These notches serve as anchor points for the internal staircase. Hanging on the tree hollow edge, he shifts flexibly to find the next support point for carving. Each move ensures the step's structural integrity. Sitting on a sturdy tree branch, he sharpens both ends of the trunk into wedge shapes with his machete. This allows the timber to fit tightly into the carved grooves, preventing any lateral slippage. Repeating the aforementioned steps, he installs crossbeams at varying heights. A primitive spiral internal staircase gradually takes shape, winding upwards through the hollow core. The knocking echoes within the hollow trunk continuously adjust his striking force. He ensures that every single step can bear the full weight of an adult without compromise. Walking past a broken ancient tree stump, dense broadleaf forest blocks most sunlight. Quang scans the surrounding vegetation, searching for perfect raw materials. He swings the blade to strip bark and branches. His movement's fluid as water. Once trimmed, he lifts the long pole with one hand and strides across the muddy slope. Amidst the sound of the stream, Quang quickly chops off the forks at the top of the wooden pole. Standing in the water in his rain boots, his body sways slightly to the rhythm of his blade. Shouldering 3-armed thick poles, he walks steadily back to the hollow tree. He moves carefully to avoid hitting surrounding trees. He carries back a thicker, shorter beam, leaning it against the trunk. He plans its placement inside the hollow to optimize load distribution. Climbing into the tree hollow, Ikyang inserts a short wooden peg into the carved hole. The tight fit forces him to adjust the angle repeatedly. Leading into the hollow, he hammers a heavy crossbeam. He secures the bracket firmly to the tough to cat inner wall. He inserts a slender pole into the high hole, forming a stair-step. A firm pull confirms the structure is solid. In camouflage, Quang fits a thick pole across the tree hollow. He tests its stability, ensuring it locks firmly into the trunk's natural notch. Leaning thin strips against the beam, he uses the trunk's voids. Checking verticality, he prepares for the floor. He squats, sawing rhythmically. Arm muscles bulge as he focuses intensely. The log splits. Quang moves it aside for the next cut, surrounded by jungle and a babbling brook. The machete and mallet work in harmony. Each strike hits the blade's back. Quang moves with rhythm, shaping the wood. He pries the wood grain with his blade, using leverage to split the board. This manual method preserves the timber's natural strength. He leans a stick against the trunk to measure height, then lays it flat on the ground to saw. This is preparation for the external ladder. Continuously sawing multiple small logs of equal length. These serve as spare treads for the ladder neatly stacked aside. Uniformity is the key to a safe and balanced climbing structure. He leans a ladder beam against the trunk and platform, nailing the first tread below. The link between earth and sanctuary is now set. As treads are installed one by one, Quang gradually rises from the ground. Standing on them, he continues assembling components at higher positions. Reaching the ladder's top, he carefully connects the tread to the platform edge, forming a smooth transition surface for safe entry into the dwelling. At the ladder's top, Kwang performs a final load test. He shakes the structure hard, confirming it stands firm and immovable. On the platform, Ikyung measures the trunk gap with a tape. His focused expression ensures every part fits perfectly. He selects uniform timbers and drags them to the processing area. Quality materials ensure a robust framework. Left hand presses the bamboo pool, right hand saws horizontally with steady, powerful cuts through the fibers. He shoulders a bundle of processed bamboo, climbs the ladder again, and hauls the materials to the upper platform. Survival demands relentless endurance. Erecting a vertical support pool, he holds it with one hand and takes a hammer in the other to drive long iron nails into the wood joints. The vertical skeleton of the shelter begins to stand firm. Striking continuously from above, he nails the crossbeam to the tree bark. The framework gains significant stability, locking firmly into the living trunk. Framework complete. Kwang checks stability, then descends the ladder swiftly to the ground. A major milestone in the shelter's evolution is reached. Squatting by the stream, Kwang grips a long machete and holds a wooden board. He begins to chop the edges with broad, sweeping movements to shape the raw materials. He finishes a batch, tossing the last sharpened boards into the pile. These specialized shingles are ready for the final weatherproofing layer. He carries pointed boards up to the high platform, stacking them neatly, ready to start roofing. The shelter will soon have its protective shell. He places the first board on the beam, carefully adjusting it to ensure proper drainage. This initial piece dictates the alignment for the entire roof structure. From above, the roof's outline sharpens. Kwang lays edge shingles at the platform's diagonal, layer by layer, and impenetrable rain barrier forms. He grabs a long board, fitting it between the side pillars to build a protective wall. The open frame is finally enclosed to keep the wild out. He studies the board and hammers long nails deep into the wood, securing the trunk connection. Each strike reinforces his sanctuary's perimeter. He strikes with the iron hammer again, sealing the entire sidewall. The shelter now resembles a genuine aerial cabin fully enclosed. Fixing the saw blade, Kwang begins to saw a circle on the originally sealed wall. Wood chips fly as he moves carefully and focused, creating a vital opening for light and observation. Kwang delivers the final nail strikes to the roof supports. The building stands stable and harmonious in the ancient tree's embrace. Kwang packs up, gazing at the treehouse. Sunlight breaks through, illuminating his survival masterpiece. Moving dry firewood to the stove, he selects wood for ignition and burning based on thickness. The shift from builder to dweller officially begins. Propping up the wood on the mud, he forms a ventilated, well-shaped structure, which is the crucial step for starting a fire. Oxygen flow is the lifeblood of a sustained flame. He stuffs dry bark and twigs into wood crevices. These kindling help flames spread fast. Igniting the kindling, Akian places it in the woodpile's center. Faint flames lick the dry wood, warming the high-altitude dwelling. A wisp of white smoke drifts from the treehouse platform. AK stays by the fire, intently observing the changes in the fire. The smoke signals the dawn of a new domestic era in the wild. He bends down, blowing gently to feed the flames. They surge up, lighting his face as the fire fully awakens within the hollow trunk. With the fire stable, AK retrieves two green coconuts from the treehouse. He uses the hearth to begin his jungle dinner. He exits the treehouse, spreading banana leaf-wrapped food on the platform. The fire burns quietly nearby. He adjusts the food by the fire for even heat, framed by the dense forest. He blows on the fire, sending dust swirling. Then he carefully checks the food's heat. Cooking demands precision, just like building. Using bamboo sticks as tongs, he pokes the charcoal in the stove. Flames jump and heat waves roll around. He lifts the char tubers from the fire with bamboo tongues, laying them on banana leaves. The last piece is out. Hikyang sets down the tongues, eyeing the steaming food with anticipation. Sitting on the platform, he scrapes the charred tubers like peeling fruit, revealing the edible core within. Sitting at the cabin door, he picks up a white roasted tuber. He blows on it, then takes a small bite. Simple food, profound satisfaction. Chewing with satisfaction, Quang gazes calmly into the forest. Faint stream and bird sounds wrap him in wild tranquility. He splits the food to check its doneness, then takes another bite. After the tubers, Quang rises to fetch a coconut bowl. His steady moves under the tree's shade and his meal. He drinks from the coconut bowl, his Adam's apple rolling. Though tired, his eyes show firm resolve. Night falls, the bonfire glows, casting red light on the platform. Quang adds dry wood to the fire. Sparks fly from the crackling wood, warming the cold night air. Quang's hands work in the firelight, gathering wood to keep the flames alive through the night. His long shadow stretches across the walls. Ink-black night, golden firelight glows from the treehouse window. Quang enters, organizing items in his narrow, cozy sanctuary. Firelight flickers, Quang's silhouette dances on the wood wall. He checks the window one last time, ensuring peace outside. Quang shuts the wooden door, blocking the cold night. Only a sliver of light remains. Quang lies on simple bedding, pulls up the quilt, and closes his eyes with a relaxed look. The ultimate reward for survival is peaceful rest.